Good evening. A man has been jailed for a brutal hammer attack on a teenage girl that left her with more than 40 injuries. James Hemming never explained why he carried out the attack in Portsmouth, as Emma Wilkinson reports.
It was described by police as a heinous and horrific attack. 29-year-old James Hemming repeatedly bludgeoned a 17-year-old girl with a hammer. The court heard that in April the teenager had arranged to meet Hemming at this house in Shearer Road in the context of an adult escort. But during the meeting, Hemming picked up a claw hammer and repeatedly hit her over the head with it. He fled, and the hammer was soon found by police in a drain nearby. Officers then looked at 1,000 hours of CCTV to try and track Hemming down. 18 days later, the work paid off and he was arrested. He never revealed why he carried out the attack, which left his victim with permanent brain damage. He pleaded guilty to wounding with intent and has been jailed for 12 years. Emma Wilkinson, ITV News.
It's been reported that a former employee of Southampton Football Club accused of sexually abusing young players in the 1980s is still working in the sport. It's understood the former staff member left Southampton before going on to work for other clubs. Southampton has said it will help police with any investigation into historical abuse. 2 men have been jailed for a total of 10 years for carrying out robberies at knife point in Hove. Local men Scott Thompson, who's 29, and 26-year-old Jamie Paris held up 2 convenience stores. A spate of car thefts in the Thames Valley have been linked to technology that stops cars remotely locking. Police say items have been stolen from 14 cars at motorway services in Berkshire recently. They believe the thieves used radio jammers which interrupt signals sent by a key. Work to demolish Hampshire Constabulary's former headquarters in Winchester has started. The building on Romsey Road is the highest point in the city and was built more than 50 years ago. It's being torn down to make way for 200 new homes. Football now, and it was a disappointing afternoon for most of our region's teams. In the Premier League, Southampton were beaten 3-0 by Crystal Palace. It's Palace's first win in 8 games. In the Championship, second-placed Brighton had to settle for a point against strugglers Cardiff, while Fulham put 5 past Reading at Craven Cottage. And a hammering for Crawley in League Two. The Red Devils were also beaten 5-0 away at Yeovil. It's the season of goodwill, and staff at the Battersea Dogs Home in Windsor are hoping that will extend to one of their longest-serving residents. 5-year-old Black Labrador Brody needs a new home, but he will need some special care, as Richard Slee explains.
Santa Paul's is welcoming children and pets to its grotto at the Battersea Dogs Home in Windsor this weekend, a treat for dogs with loving homes and owners. So spare a thought for Brody, who's been living here for nearly 2 months, twice as long as most other dogs.
Come on then, let's go.
Brody is friendly and lovable, but he also suffers from a rare condition which affects his spine, and so he needs some special care, which includes ongoing medical treatment.
Unfortunately, we don't know what the future holds for Brody. It could be that owners will need to fund sort of surgery in the future. We just don't know, and that's the really difficult thing. But he's ever such a lovely boy. He's very, very cuddly, very affectionate, and he has a huge amount to bring to his new home.
So what sort of home would suit a dog like Brody?
So he's looking for a home where he's going to get lots of love and where people are around for most of the day. He does need short lead walks because of his spinal problem. He loves children and other dogs, but because of his issues, he does need to live in a home where there's no young children and no other dogs around.
If Brody doesn't find new owners before Christmas, then he will still be in good company. The home looks after about 60 dogs and 30 cats over the holidays, and everyone gets a special Christmas dinner. Richard Slee, ITV News, Windsor.
Time for the weather now. Here's Philippa Drew.
From puddles to paddling, driving through Europe. Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian weather.
Hello there. Well, it's certainly been a fairly quiet start to the weekend weather-wise, and more of the same to come through the next 24 hours. Staying dry, feeling cold, with some overnight frost to come our way. So we can see just what's been going on. High pressure very much in charge through today, centred just to the east of the UK there, and through the rest of the weekend, making very little progress anywhere at all. So maintaining the dry, calm, settled weather right across the UK. And that's certainly the case for us overnight tonight. A dry picture, clear skies. Underneath those clear skies, a chilly night on the cards. Temperatures easily down close to freezing, a touch below in some rural spots. So a fairly widespread ground frost. I think temperatures holding up a little better down towards the south coast, but here a fairly brisk easterly wind. So a cold night all round and a cold start to the day all round tomorrow. But a bright start nonetheless. Some lovely sunshine from the word go. Little change in that through the rest of the day, but the sunshine isn't going to help the temperatures very much. Highs 6 or 7 at best. Add on the easterly breeze and feeling colder still, especially so down towards the south coast. For the next few days, more in the way of cloud on the scene, a little rain and drizzle at times, but at least it won't be quite as chilly as it has been.
Eurotunnel the Shuttle sponsors ITV Meridian Weather.
That's Meridian News and Weather. We're back tomorrow just after 6 o'clock. From all of us here, do have a very good evening.